Hello everyone, welcome to my course on CCNA routing and switching. In my previous video, I have discussed about the certification paths offered by Cisco organization and also mentioned that our course is focused on the topic CCNA routing and switching. Without any delay, let's get started. In this video, I would like to discuss about what is network, what is networking, advantages of having the network, and also the applications of network. So without any delay, let's get started. As mentioned, I will start right from the scratch. I would like to start with the definition of network. So what is network? A network can be an interconnection of group of people or devices connected for the purpose of communication. The communication happens with the help of medium. So the medium can be either wired or wireless, that is using the radio signals. Even a group of people sitting together and discussing about a topic or some aspects can also be considered as a network, as the people here are communicating and forming a network. Apart from the human networks, the most commonly seen networks are mobile networks, social media networks, and also your computer networks. Our course CCNA routing and switching is focused on computer networks. So let's see what are the different types of networks and how they function in detail. Firstly, the mobile networks. Mobiles are most commonly used handheld devices. These are used for transferring the voice data from one point to other point, from user to other user. At the back end of your mobiles, there is a network formed with the help of base stations, which we call as BTS. Along with it, we also use a controllers which we call as MSCs. The responsibility of these base stations and controllers is to transfer the data or your voice signals from one mobile to other mobile. As mobiles are moving from one point to other, it would be very difficult to supply the signals or to make sure that they are connected over the network regularly. So at the back end, we will be using many concepts like handoffs, that is transfer of a mobile user from one point to the other point, and lot more. We are not going to focus on any kind of mobile networks. We are mostly interested on the computer networks. The next network which we are going to see is a social media network. The term social media has no need of any introductions. The sites like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Wikipedia, etc. has made a group of people to chat and share information over the web media, that is over the websites. So the websites that are helpful to connect the people over the websites can be considered as the social media networks. Social media networks are helpful to share the information, gain the knowledge, and explore about new technologies and inventions. Last but not the least, the computer networks. The most commonly used term throughout this course is computer networks. So from now on, wherever I use the term network, it directly refers to the computer networks. So we are not referring about the mobile networks or any social media networks. Whenever I say a network, that means it's a computer network. So computer network is all about the interconnection of devices like laptops or your mobiles or PCs with the help to the servers or other computers. Now, for example, the smallest network which we see is in our houses. We have a router or a Wi-Fi modem which we can call that connects your computer or PC or a desktop or a laptop and your mobiles. So all the devices that are connected to this particular router, either through wire or using wireless, that is RF signals, can transfer the data from one another. So this is forming a small network. The best example of the network which we see is internet, which connects every part of the world. Devices like modems, routers, servers, firewalls will help you to form this device with the help of cables or either through wireless mediums. Wherever I mention it as a network, that means I'm referring to the computer networks. The simplest network which we see is the household network, which is connected to the internet either directly or indirectly. Internet is nothing but a group of networks that are forming as a big network. So hope you got an idea about what is a network and what are the different categories of networks. So without any delay, let's see what is networking. Now I have devices that are connected with each other. I have a computer connected to other computer. So is this more than enough for us? I have a network now. Is this fine enough? Of course, no. In order to have the perfect use of network, we need to manually enable communication between them. The process of enabling communication between two devices that are connected over the network. It can be two or more devices that are connected over the network can be considered as networking. So now when the devices are connected with each other, we need to specify certain rules or which we call as protocols to ensure proper communication between them. So the process of establishing these kind of protocols between the network devices is considered as your networking. So networking is the communicational part. So what is the difference between network and networking? Network deals with hardware connectivity. Let's take a small network. I have a computer at my house or a desktop which is connected through a wire using my Wi-Fi router or modem, which is in turn connected to internet, where I'm connecting to my Google server or any other web server. So this forms the network. The connections which we are establishing at each and every stage forms the network. So when I'm talking about the networking, I'm talking about the connectivity between the devices. When I'm talking about the networking, that means I'm going to talk about the protocols like World Wide Web. That is, when you want to use Google, you just type www.google.com. So www stands for your World Wide Web, which is a series of protocols that help you to access the internet, which will be added automatically with either HTTP or HTTPS. So this is the common protocol for accessing the web page. So in order to access the web page, we are seeing our computers to use a protocol called HTTPS or HTTP along with a lot many protocols. So the process of saying which protocols to be used for the communication is considered as your networking. Hope you all got a clear insight about the differences between the network and networking. Network and networking are two different terminologies and they are not the same. Please make a note of this. Let's dive into the advantages of having a network. Assuming there is no network, if you want to transfer a file of having around 100 pages from one computer to other computer, what are we going to do? We are going to copy the files onto a pen drive. This is one way, and paste it onto the other file. If the location is nearby, this is fine. But when the locations are very far, the commonly done activities are either you courier the pen drive or take the print of all the 100 pages, courier them to the destination which is present in a different location. Let's assume this is somewhere in India. My office is somewhere in India and my other office is somewhere in USA. So now I need to take the prints of all these pages or copy them onto the pen drive, courier them to the destination where they will be scanning the pages or copying the file on the pen drive into them. So to transfer, to courier a pen drive or few pages of your data from one place to other place, that is from India to US, it will take minimum of 15 days. But with the establishment of the network, you just send it to an email address and that will be received at the other end. For this to happen, both the computers at the source and the destination must be connected to internet. Again, internet is nothing but a network of networks, that is group of networks forming a bigger network. Internet has its connectivity all over the world. So if your computers are just connected to the internet, you can transfer them 100 pages of document over the mail. It would take not more than 5 to 6 minutes. That depends on your speed of the internet. If you have a good speed internet, in less than a minute, you can transfer the file right from the place where you are sitting in India to a place in USA. So I would like to say, using a network, it would take lesser time to transfer the data. The one more best advantage of having the computer networks is the security. Let's consider an organization which has almost 100 employees. And this particular organization A has got a project which is very confidential. So now it would be the responsibility, hence as the project is confidential, there must be one person or a group of persons who needs to take up the responsibility in such of monitoring all the 100 employees and ensuring that the data is not going out of the office computers. So when there is no network, so when all the computers A, B, C and so on till 100 computers are not connected over the network, the person who is monitoring needs to go to individual computers and monitor the logs and check if the files have been transferred over the mails or not. But if these computers are connected to the network, to a remote computer which we can call as a server, the administrator can sit here, the person who is monitoring, we call them as an administrator. Admin can sit at the server and monitor all the logs of files. Along with it, people can keep all the files over the server and access from the server itself whenever is needed. Now, for example, all the 100 employees will be working on different parts of the project. So, for example, person A has worked on the front-end part of a web development, that is creating the HTML styles and all, whereas person B is working on a PHP, that is creating the database at the back end. So the responsibility of the person C is to interface the front end with the back end. So C has to get the files from both A and B. So without the network, these people has to transfer them manually with the pen drive to the person sitting on the system C. But with the network, the employees can directly keep their files on the server and the administrator can give them the access based on the level of the requirements. So we can have permissions to give to them like read, write or full control. So here the administrators sitting at the server have the full control over the files, and if I want to check whether who has sent the mails or who has copied the same project files into other systems, I can just check the logs in the server and find out who is the culprit, hence providing the security. Saving upon money, the biggest factor. Now let's assume we need print services to print certain documents, or we need scanning services. For example, if you are working in an industry who are converting the normal books into e-books, The people need to work more with the scanners and all. So in this case, an organization cannot buy individual printer for each and every PC, which will increase the cost. So what people are going to do is they are going to take a single printer or scanner, depending on the requirement, either one or two, and connect that particular printers over the network. So whenever the people wanted to use this printer, they can take a print just by using the network services. So instead of using an individual printer to each and every computer, we are using only one or two printers, that is depending on the requirement, and connecting them over the network and sharing the resource, hence reducing the cost involved, which in turn will increase your profits. So with the help of the network, I can say that we are capable of reducing the costs that are involved in long runs. Easy share of data, as mentioned earlier, in simple terms, instead of sharing the data using the traditional ways, we can simply connect them over the network and share it using emails or by maintaining servers like file transfer protocol servers, or which we can call as FTP servers. Don't worry about the protocols. In my next lectures, I'm going to discuss more in detail about file transfer protocol, and by the end of this course, I will ensure that you understand each and every protocol. Generally, in any organizations, people are not allowed to save the project documents in their local systems. They save their files in the server, and whenever it is needed, they access it from the server. Administrator who is having the access to the server will share the permissions to them as discussed earlier. So the data sharing happens in fraction of seconds. So nowadays, almost all devices which are used in the companies are being used at the speed of 100 Mbps or 1 Gbps. So that means we can transfer 1 GB of data over the local area within fraction of seconds. And next, the time saving process. So when you are sharing files and everything are happening on a go, that is in seconds, so you are saving a lot of time in transferring the files. So while the files are being transferred at the back end, you can still continue with your works on your computers. So having a network saves a lot of time, and time in corporate sector is money. So having a network will help you to transfer the files with easy, that is ease of sharing, reducing the costs, improvising the security. All this in turn will make the life much more easier in the corporate sector. So now let's see about the applications of the computer networks. The applications can be categorized into business applications, home applications, and mobile applications. Business applications. In the business applications, the networks are used to provide security. They are used to maintain resources. Networks play a vital role in reducing the cost. And now websites. In simple terms, if I talk about websites, these are the major promotional activities which any business is doing. Consider the websites like Flipkart and Amazon. These sites are using the computer networks for improving their businesses and selling the products over the internet. So there are a lot more applications which works for the security and for the promotional activities and a lot more. So using the networks in the business applications will increase your productivity and the capability to reach the market more easier. The present day trends, that is digital marketing, is nothing but reaching the audience using the internet, and cloud computing cannot be imagined without having computer networks. Computer networks play a vital role in business applications. E-commerce websites like your Amazon, Flipkart, Myntra, Facebook, even Google for that matter, are being established with the help of computer networks. Along with the e-commerce networks, the most booming technology which is considered as IoT, that is Internet of Things, which helps you to connect the devices, household devices, for example, with the help of internet. We might be seeing advertisements where a Wi-Fi is used to control the AC. There is an internet or a network is used to control on and off the ACs and many other household applications. So these kind of applications cannot come under your IoT, that is Internet of Things. Along with IoT, the technologies like cloud computing, digital marketing are mostly dependent on computer networks. Home networks, the network which we see at our houses connecting your mobiles, laptops can be laptops and desktops can be considered as your home network. So the use of home network is to share files, images from the devices that are present with you, like from one mobile to other mobile. The most commonly used applications like ShareIt can be a best example for your household networks. So we share files from one mobile to other mobile using a Bluetooth or third-party applications like ShareIt and lot more. The home network comprises of your Wi-Fi modem that helps you to connect to your desktops using wired medium, and mobiles using wireless, that is radio signals, is a best example for the home networks. So what is network doing at the households? We can use this network to control household appliances like your TV, remotes and all those. We also can use the household network to share information from one device to other device. I have certain files present on my desktop and which I need to carry them to my office. So I can easily transfer them to my laptop through the Wi-Fi modem. So in simple terms, home networks are restricted to a smaller level of devices and helpful to share the data and control few appliances of your household activities. Last but not the least, the mobile applications. The term mobile itself says it is not stable or standard. It keeps on moving from one place to another place, from place A to place B. So when the devices are moving from one place to other place, providing the continuous network is challenging. Hence, Cisco has come out with the wireless devices that are helpful to connect the devices that are moving, that is the mobile applications. So computer networks in the mobile applications are helpful to book your tickets with the help of applications like Book My Show, sorry for the inconvenience, and plan your travels by using the sites like Make My Trip or many other mobile applications, or we can say it as like mobile apps. So without the networks, these applications are of no use. Hence, network plays a vital role in business, home and mobile applications. In this video, I have given a clear insight about what is network, what is networking, mobile advantages of having network like providing security, reducing the costs and sharing of the informations along with the applications of network. Why? In simple terms, I can say that there is no place in this earth without network. That's all for this video. In the next video, I will be discussing about various types of networks and how they are used. That's in brief about the applications of the network. So with this, I'm concluding this video.